It's no secret that I'm a massive Bluey fan. Clearly. I have an entire shelf dedicated to every bit of Bluey merch that I've bought. I have almost every bit of Bluey merch there is. Keyword, almost. I even have this Bluey towel that goes around my head. Yes, it's small because it's meant for a child that's quite literally 3 years old. But you know what? Fuck you. Am I a little bit pathetic with this? I don't know. Do I expect comments about how sad my life is? Yes. But you know what? There ain't nothing you can say to me that I haven't said 15 inches from the mirror. Can't hurt my feelings if I've already hurt them for myself. That sounded less sad in my head. Alright, I'm gonna take this off now, because one, it's small, two, actually it's quite comfortable, you know, but I don't want to look like a pussy in this video. So I'm gonna just take this off now because the bit's getting kind of old. Let me just put that. It's gonna stay here. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna stay here. And with that immense knowledge of Bluey in your head, one of my favorite, my favorite all-time YouTube animator, storyteller, TheOdd1sOut, aka James, has uploaded a video about his personal thoughts about Bluey. And you know I had to jump on it. Y'all know I had to jump on this video because clearly... So with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at exactly what TheOdd1sOut thinks about Bluey. Now, again, full disclosure, I'm aware, okay? Some people don't like the show. Some people like the show. Some people don't like the people that like the show. I understand. The fandom of Bluey is not the best because, you know, it's full of a bunch of certain people that if I say the word, I'm going to get terminated off of YouTube. But nonetheless, today we're going to talk about Bluey and, you know, TheOdd1sOut. I'm going to listen to his thoughts and then I'm going to share my thoughts about his thoughts and then my thoughts about Bluey. That was a lot. This intro was pathetic. Let's get going with this video.
Uncle James, can we play Space Explorer?
That's his
Shut
persona.
up for a second. I'm watching this unnaturally charming preschool show. Why are you watching a show for babies? Okay, kid. This show is extremely sophisticated and can be enjoyed by both children and adults. So why don't you shut your ignorant mouth and find someone who actually loves you to play your silly little space game?
That was fucked. That was mean. That was so mean, James. Why you gotta do him like that? Why you gotta do him like that? But yeah, overall, like I said, the show is very charming. The show has a lot of relatable things in it. Relatable things to both kids and adults. And that's the charming thing about it, is that this show is catered to teach both kids and adults lesson, you know? Kids have fun, adults can parent better.
Crikey, Bingo! You can't say that to your sister! You have to say nice things! Treat others how you want to be treated, mate!
Oh, I really needed to hear that today.
Also, that British accent was terrible.
This episode of TheOdd1sOut is called... Are you familiar with the Australian animated preschool show Bluey? If you're
I don't know. Am I? Am I familiar with it? Gee, I wonder. Am I familiar with the show? I'd say potentially.
TikTok algorithm is anything like mine, you'll have seen a bunch of clips of this blue cartoon dog all over your For You page, paired with Subway Surfer highlights. Wow, TikTok.
Yeah, why Subway
clips
Surfer?
of a foreign preschool show? I thought
like
you were
Subway
supposed
Surfers.
to cater to my interests. Let's read some of the comments on these Bluey TikToks, shall we?
Oh,
no
no.
shame, I'm a senior in high school, but I watched Bluey religiously, and this episode had me all in my feels. I'd say I had a good childhood, but
English,
I binged
bro.
Bluey because adult life is so stressful and I'm sad, and it reminds me of a simpler time. Bluey is for
Yes.
everyone. I'm literally 27, and it's such a comfort show. Bluey is absolutely destroying me as a teenager who wishes he had this childhood. In my teen years and watching full episodes of Bluey,
Same,
watching
bro.
Bluey high is such a fun time, dude.
Watching it drunk is even better.
You know, to me, I'm just thinking out loud here, it seems like a lot of these comments weren't made by preschoolers.
Yeah, no, a lot of people that watch Bluey are going through our phase. So I'm here to tell y'all right now, first of all, it's not a phase. I just like the show. It's charming. I like the characters, and it's just a good show. I appreciate, because see, nowadays, it's hard to find a good show, especially for kids. Most TV shows on, like, regardless of whether you're watching on cable TV or Netflix or Hulu or whatever you watch it on, most shows suck. Most shows suck ass. That's why I am like, I hardly watch TV anymore, and when I do, I'm usually watching reruns of old TV shows. I'm strictly YouTube now, but dude, it's so hard to find a show that is not the same bullshit over and over again. Like, I don't even watch half the stuff on Disney Junior. All the shows look the same, are the same, and have the exact same lessons, just with different characters. It's so boring. That's why I like Bluey so much. Bluey caters to both kids and adults and doesn't feel like it's trying to hold your hand and doesn't feel like one of those shows where it's like, do you know the answer to this question? My favorite color green.
What's going on here? Now, if your brain is anything like mine, you'll be thinking, why is this show about Australian dogs so popular with adults who don't even have children? In fact, why does Bluey have over 5 billion views on TikTok, is searched more than Paw Patrol, Peppa Pig, and Cocomelon?
Because
and why
it's a good
is this episode
show.
number 8 in IMDb's highest rated episodes of all time?
Because it's so emotional. If you've watched the Bingo Sleepy Time episode, it is the most emotional roller coaster I've ever been on. Bingo having a dream about her little, I forget the name of her bunny, god damn it. Her little bunny. It has a weird, I know it has a name. Alright, Google, what is Bingo's bunny's name? Okay. Fuck, I forgot. I want to say Bob Bilby, but that's the name of the puppet. Yeah, I'm deep in Bluey lore. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, it's such an emotional roller coaster. And then the end, you know, Chili's hugging Bingo and Bandit's hugging Bluey and Bingo cries in the episode. It's such an emotional roller coaster. Yes, I've cried multiple times to Bluey. Again, comment all you want. Judge all you want. There ain't nothing you can say to me that I haven't said directly to my own face.
This phenomenon intrigued me. And I was also bullied by a large number of people on my own team to watch the show. So one day I sat down, put on the first episode, and
then, like, yeah, 5 million hours later, and you're like,
all 141 episodes. Hang on, James.
I actually have a fun fact. I haven't finished season 3 because I don't live in Australia, and they haven't released the rest of season 3 on Disney Plus yet. Also, I haven't checked Disney Plus in like 2 months, so they may have, and I just don't know it. But I haven't finished season 3. However, I have seen snippets and clips of the most famous moments in season 3, like the infertility episode. Don't think I don't keep up with Bluey lore.
141, but there's only 129 on Disney Plus. Don't worry,
because
my fellow obsessive Bluey
season
fan.
3.
We're going to talk about that later. I work in cartoons, and I've been to furry conventions.
Yes.
So Bluey has always
what I give
been
to
on
meet
my
James at a
radar
furry
of
convention.
Shows I'm aware of. And just from the clips that I saw, I adored the art style, especially the backgrounds. So much so that
Simple,
my very
but
own
effective.
background team has studied and taken inspiration from Bluey's backgrounds. Here you can see my backgrounds taking on a more Bluey aesthetic.
Yes.
I mean,
I see that. Oh my god, I just noticed that. I see that. You know, the simple trees, the puffy trees, the bright colors, the yard, everything like that. It's so good. Like I said, this is one of those shows, like, without hesitation, I started watching this show because the second I saw Bandit's design, I knew I was gonna like it. So, I started watching it like maybe 2 years ago, and I have fallen in love with it ever since. Has 2 years already passed? I can't even remember, dude.
just look at the colors, especially their greens. Oh my god. Doesn't just looking at these backgrounds bring a smile to your face?
Absolutely.
While I was watching the first season,
that close-up with
realized,
Bingo.
Oh, okay. I see why this show is so popular. Because it's genuinely a good show.
Yeah,
We've already
hello.
established that the show is great to look at, but the voice acting, the sound design, and the music are equally as amazing.
They put
so it's
their
also
heart,
great to
sweat,
listen
and
to.
tears into
While
every
most,
episode.
if not all other preschool shows will hire adults who can sound like toddlers, Bluey gets actual children to voice the actual child characters.
That's what I like about it, dude. That's what I don't like about these modern day shows. They get these fucking older people who can do children voices. No, give small actors a chance, dude. Come on. Y'all seen that video with Emma Watson, or Emma Watkins, I think her name is, from The Wiggles, dancing with Bingo? This shit was charming as fuck. I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. It was amazing. That's what I like about this show, is that they don't care about being politically correct. They don't care about, you know, what, like, oh, we need to make it, you know, as you know, for the kiddies, hold their hand. No, they're just like, you know what, let's teach a lesson in this episode. Let's have Bandit do some funny shit. Let's have Bluey get into trouble. Fuck, I love this show.
Somehow, every Australian toddler in Bluey can be so expressive and emotional. It's impressive that the show got such a talented cast of child actors who don't sound annoying to listen to.
Yeah, they're
Or
not
maybe it's just
annoying.
their Aussie
Except
accents
Muffin.
that I like.
Fuck Muffin. I hate her.
No. The characters have so much personality, and the comedic timing is something I've never seen before in a preschool show.
It's
I can't think of
beautiful.
a single time Cocomelon has made me laugh this much.
No.
or even smile.
Or
The
cry.
four main characters are
Fuck Cocomelon, dude. Cocomelon is some brainwashing shit. To all my family that still like lets their kids watch Cocomelon, your child will develop a cleft eye sometime in the future. I'm just gonna say that right now.
are Chilean Bandit, the parents, and Bluey and Bingo, the
with the
6 and 4-year-old daughters. Yes, Bluey is a girl. You gotta catch up, dude.
Yes,
Come on.
Bluey's a girl. Hello.
2023. The show also does not hide the fact that it's Australian.
No.
It references multiple Australian locations.
Hell, they've got
and
like,
animals. They call flip-flops thongs, and they say things like, "Oh,
Chippy."
Nor." While some preschool
shows...
shows...
It's Bob Bilby! It's Bob Bilby! Yeah, I know. Shut up. But like I said, they do heavily, imply that they're Australian. They say all kinds of things like wackadoo. They talk about cricket. They say, things like chippy. Like referring to fish and chips, the chip shop, the chippy shop. Oh, it's beautiful. I have a soft spot for British accents and Australian accents. Anything that's non-American, I just have a soft spot for, especially if it's Australian. Oh, fuck Birmingham.
Shows focus on teaching kids numbers and letters. Bluey focuses on the relationship of the family and teaches its lessons through the make-pretend games that the family plays.
The mom stare that Chili
emphasize
has.
how perfect these two parents are.
Yes.
These two are the most patient and emotionally aware parents I've seen ever.
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple times where the parents apologize to their kids for, frankly, not even doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
the dad is like the most perfect dad role model, okay? Check this out. Bingo was sad that Dad didn't get to see the leaf bug outside. She was like,
Daddy, come and see. Come here, Daddy. Quickly.
But
this
he
is like
was
one of the
too
first
busy
episodes, I think.
playing with Bluey, being a present father figure in her
Being
life.
a good
and at
dad,
night she's
man,
all
it's a good
boo-hoo
dad.
about it, and he kneels down, gets to her level, and apologizes, explaining that he didn't hear her. Now, I don't have any kids, but if I spent my weekend running around with toddlers, and then right before bed one of them said, "You didn't get to see the ladybug," I would say, "That's okay. I've already seen a ladybug. Good night." In one episode...
Bro, this is why I don't have kids. This is why I'll never have kids. But, I'd be a terrible father. I'm just going to say that right now. I would be a shit dad. I would Listen, I lose my patience on a children's game made for children where all you do is swing a Weaver mode around. I lose my patience on that. What the fuck is going to happen with a child that I need to actively take care of? It's going to die within 2 weeks of its birth is what's going to happen.
Chicken Rat, Bingo lost her favorite toy, and Mom asked,
This is the one I was talking
where
about.
was the last place you had it? The two retrace Bingo's
their
steps,
steps
and through
the whole
flashbacks,
episode.
we see this bizarre day that Bluey and Bingo had. The very first flashback we see, Bluey and Bingo are cooking a chicken rat egg while wearing weird costumes. And through this creative
mask.
backwards storytelling, we piece together what a chicken rat is and how the kids ended up in this situation.
And where
it's
her buddy
episodes
is.
like that which really make me appreciate the care that went into this show.
Mr.
And
Floppy!
really sets
Mr. Floppy! I think that's the name of it. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm not going to look it up because I should know my Bluey lore by this point. Mr. Floppy, I think, is the bunny's name.
Bluey apart from every other preschool show.
Although I will admit, Thomas the Tank Engine, not Thomas and Friends, not the CGI bullshit. That's creepy as hell. The original Thomas and Friends was goated as hell. I don't care what anyone has to say. Again, it was one of those episodes, it was one of those shows that didn't teach you didn't stop in the middle and be like, "Do you know what 5 plus 5 is? My favorite color green." But yeah, Thomas and Friends, you move that up to A tier. Thomas and Friends was an A tier show. Also, Kipper, underrated as fuck show.
Most preschool shows stick to a formula and talk down to the viewer, because typically their viewers are short. As a childless adult, I don't want to say, this show teaches you how to be a good parent, because I don't know how to be a good parent. But on
Get your dog on a
paper,
leash.
there are lessons in this show that are just as important for the parents to learn.
Yeah.
So while
Like
watching
how to
season
be a
1, I
good
got a
fucking
feel for
parent.
the world and characters. I started to piece together, okay, this show is depicting perfect parents, it's well written and wholesome, anyone regardless of having kids can enjoy the show. Let's watch the rest, shall we? Season 2 and Season 3 is when things go from 100 to 1,000.
Because
this
it's
is when
amazing character development, lessons, teaching everything, dude. It's so amazing. I love this show so much. Although, again, I haven't watched all of Season 3
cover
yet.
deep and emotional topics that I think toddlers are too baby to understand. Let's see, there's The struggles of keeping romance in your relationship alive when you have 2 toddlers to look after, why taking time to play with your kids can have a ripple effect that lasts into adulthood, feeling inadequate as a mom, what it's like having a dad in the army, parents disagreeing on different parenting styles, moms getting tipsy, implied, dealing with infertility, abandonment,
Infertility,
potentially a miscarriage. That one's still up.
Yeah, that episode was quite literally a miscarriage joke. The balloon popped and then it fell out of Bingo's shirt, and then the mom and dad do this.
In the air. And death.
Yeah.
Actually, that one was in season 1. You can't even compare Bluey to other preschool shows. Like, what the fuck was Dora the Explorer even doing? Was she even trying to entertain the adults who are also going to be watching her show?
She was the god of that fourth wall break. I think she was one of the most popular to ever do that fourth wall break thing where they're like, "Where's the ocean?" Me just staring like, it's right fucking there, you dipshit. Like, I never like, I watched Dora when I was a kid, but I never, like, cared for it. I always thought those pauses where she asked a question and just stared in complete silence were so awkward and uncomfortable. Whereas Bluey, they don't even talk to the audience. They talk to each other and address you as if you're part of the family. You know, you can feel like part of the Healer family. I've never cared for Dora. I used to watch it again, but I never really cared for it.
Dora had the same formula every episode, and there was a map who sang a song that was just repeating the same 3 words 14 times. Season 2, there's an episode where Chili is telling Bluey about how when she was a baby, she wasn't crawling or rolling over as fast as the other babies in her mom group, and she compared Bluey's developmental delay to the other babies and felt inadequate as a mother. And then this pink poodle comes to console her, looks directly into the camera and says, "You're doing great." I'm a he-him male with no kids, and I still get teary-eyed just thinking about that episode.
Same. I'm a he-him. I'm a male. I'm a man. I have no kids. I just turned 22 and I actively drink alcohol. And I cried when she said that.
People will tell you that Bluey is a kid's show that adults can enjoy too.
Yes.
No, that episode wasn't for the kids.
It was for the
directed
adults.
at all the moms watching who are doubting their motherhood. When has CoComelon ever done something like this?
Never, because CoComelon literally only does songs like on the dance floor, on the dance floor, Yay! On the dance floor. On the dance floor. That's literally every CoComelon episode ever, and somehow they get handed 150 million subscribers and billions of dollars in sales. How the what am I doing wrong in my life? I make minimum wage at a crappy job, and I have this YouTube channel to show for my freedom, I guess.
All the babies stop singing mid-nursery rhyme, look directly into the camera and say, "Hey mom, just wanted to say you're doing a great job raising me. Keep up the good work." Like, no, that'll never happen. I'm still not done talking about how impressive the writing in Bluey is, okay? So please indulge me for a bit. I'm switching into video essay mode as we do a deep dive into the themes and symbolisms of one of my favorite Bluey episodes, Flat Pack.
Oh, the Flat Pack episode. What is
The entire episode is an allegory of human history told from a religious and scientific perspective, respectively. And it touches on the ever-growing relationships between a mother and child.
And it also touches on the relationship between mother or a husband and wife, because they're arguing the whole time, and they realize, oh, you know what? We have 2 wonderful kids. What are we? We're arguing over a swing. We're arguing over a swing. Let's just work together and stop being so angry. I should really take into advice a lot of these themes. And I have. I genuinely have taken into advice a lot of these themes. Especially at work. Every fucking time.
7 minutes. No, I'm not reading too deep into this. Let's begin.
This is
Bandit
exactly
and Chili
what the
set
show
out to build
writers
a new swing for their porch. And we get this great meta self-aware joke from Bandit when he complains about the instructions saying, "I'm not taking advice from a cartoon dog." Meanwhile, the girls play games with the leftover packing materials that are thrown into the yard by their parents.
Which is exactly
Bluey
something
and
I
Bingo
would
are
do as a
given bubble
kid.
wrap, which they pretend is water, so they pretend they're fish. Then they're given cardboard, which they pretend is land, so they pretend they're frogs. Then they're given tails and become lizards, then T-Rexes, then birds, then furry little animals. Is this chart starting to look familiar? Then they're
Jurassic
monkeys,
Park.
and then bipedal cave dogs. What? Is that you, Mr. Darwin? Were these girls playing out the evolution of man through a silly game?
Yes, they
now,
were.
If you didn't like the evolution...
Now, again, it's unrealistic because I highly doubt that these girls knew about that. But you know what? You know the show writers intended for older audiences to realize that, hey, that's the evolution of man.
How did this happen? Symbolism. I know you're going to love the parents being an allegory for the creators. You know, the big guy upstairs.
The religious thing. I'm not even a religious person. In fact, I'm one of those where it's like, if I can't see it, I won't believe it. But that was pretty unique how the parents were like the creators and giving them all these things, and so that way they could learn to evolve. It's wonderful. The symbolism.
Whatever you believe is going on. The parents supply the girls with their entire world. They give the girls the sea, the land, the volcanoes, and the trees. In these cave paintings the girls make that tell their history.
And you're going to tell me that this show is shit. You're going to tell me that this show is for babies and this show is for fucking like, little immature people. Bro, this show has symbolism. This show took resemblance. What's the word I'm looking for? This word took advice from real life. And it's so good.
They depict the parents as gods, higher up and in the clouds. They do look a little angry. Perhaps they're still in the Old Testament.
Maybe the gods are angry.
The parents being the creators is hinted at again by Chili when she looks at the girls lovingly saying, "Aww, we made them."
Yep.
The parents give the girls an Allen wrench, aka tools, and one industrial revolution later, the girls evolve from cave dogs to modern dogs, building futuristic towns
and then Bingo
spaceships.
flies away in a spaceship.
Throughout the episode, as the girls go through different stages of evolution, they also go through different stages of their lives as a mother and child. As Fish, Bluey says that she's the mom.
And then there's this one, I don't know if he's going to talk about it, but there's this one scene where she walks up to mom and dad in the swing, in the little flat pack thing, the swing, and Bandit says, "This is heaven," implying that Bluey died. I know, okay, I am that deep into Bluey lore, okay?
Mommy Fish and Bingo is the baby. Then as frogs, Bingo pretends to be a toddler and Bluey teaches her how to catch flies. Then as T-Rexes, Bingo becomes a big girl. Then as cave dogs, she's a teenager. And finally, in the last stage, she's all grown up, ready to traverse the universe on her own. She thanks Bluey for looking after her and leaves on her spaceship.
Your spaceship?
Bluey, now much older, as shown by her having to use a cane, crosses the styrofoam threshold, which represents her death, and she gets to live with her creators.
Yep.
All while this orchestral masterpiece is playing, and suddenly you realize you're crying? When did that start? And then Bandit ties the allegory all together at the very end, saying, this is heaven. Are you joshing me right now?
No, I'm not joshing you. This is real. And these people are still going to say that this show is for babies and that only immature people watch it. Listen, I said it twice and third time's a charm. There ain't nothing you can say to me that I haven't said 15 inches from the mirror. Bluey is a goated, amazing life show. It's so good. It teaches so much shit. I may just get a Bluey tattoo in the future. I already have 2 other tattoo ideas in mind, maybe 3, and I might throw Bluey in there just for extra credit. I just spit everywhere. My bad.
This preschool show was able to tell a clever allegorical story with tasteful religious undertones in how many minutes?
8.
Did you just make me feel emotions over a cartoon dog?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the only episode you can make an in-depth video essay on. There are plenty of other episodes that hit just as hard as this one.
Bingo's sleepy time? We could do that? Oh, the one where Bandit goes away and Bingo's like the hero has to go, or Chili tells a story about a hero going on a mission and Bingo's the hero. And then Bandit even says, "You're my hero, Bingo."
You're my hero, Bingo.
Let me just continue this episode before I actually start bawling.
While I was doing research for this video, it got me thinking about another foreign animated kids show with 8-minute long
Peppa
episodes that focus on a family of 2 toddlers.
Peppa
Except,
Pig.
unlike Bluey, this show is universally hated. Caillou, it's Caillou.
Oh,
I was
gonna say, wait, people hate Peppa Pig? Caillou, let me just let him talk.
idea in my head that people only hated Caillou because he was a more accurate portrayal of a toddler.
Yeah.
But in the handful of Caillou episodes I watched, I was reminded, Oh no, that's why people hate Caillou. Because he sucks. His
does,
brattiness
dude.
isn't even important to the plot. It comes out of nowhere.
Seriously, what the fuck? Like, listen, okay, as someone who actively watched Caillou when I was a kid, I now understand why I have bad temper problems. What the fuck did Caillou teach you other than to bitch and moan for whatever you wanted? This show taught you nothing other than if you cry and act like a brat, you'll get your way. This show was terrible. I hate Caillou now. Like, Caillou is such a little brat, dude. He has to always bitch about something until he gets his way. Ugh, I hate it. I liked it when I was a kid because I'm like, yo, I can do that. But now as an adult, I'm like, wow, this motherfucker was a prick.
Caillou will be getting ready in the morning. He spills cat food and says, Gilbert, look what you did. He's at the beach and this bird who's...
Dumbass, it was his fault. That'd be like me stubbing my toe and then blaming my sister for putting the desk too far out.
Done nothing
She has never
wrong
moved
gets
my
told
desk.
to go away. And there's a bunch more examples
Of him abusing
Caillou
his
being
sister.
a whiny piece of shit. And I can't help but think that Caillou's screeching, piercing, whiny voice does not help him be a likable character.
No.
I bet real toddlers can be little punks sometimes.
They can.
But why would you show that in your cartoon and not have him learn any lesson?
He does it. That's the fucked up part, is that he doesn't learn any lessons. The only lesson he learns is that if I cry, I'll get my way. And if you don't believe me, these reviews even show that not even parents, real parents of kids just like Caillou, don't like him. People don't like Caillou. And as an adult, I understand. I started to not like him by the time I was like 14, but now I'm 22. And I understand fully why people don't like Caillou. What the fuck? What was I doing watching this show? Why did my parents allow me to watch this motherfucker?
There's never a lesson learned in Caillou. Since Caillou was a brat all the time, a lot of people, myself included, wondered why Caillou's parents never disciplined or even tried to change his bratty
they were
behavior.
lazy.
But after I thought about it, I realized it would be a very weird episode of Caillou if one day Caillou's mom was like, Caillou, what did you do to your sister? I made her look pretty, Mommy. Caillou, that was Mommy's expensive makeup. How many times do I have to tell you not to touch Mommy's things? Come here, you little twit.
He's getting a spanking.
Yes. Yes. That's what he needed. I'll tell you one thing. That's what he
That
needed.
kid got what was coming to him.
Exactly.
I don't know, maybe that episode would be cathartic to some parents. Anyways, getting back to the actual best children's show ever,
Thank you.
even though Bluey is literally the most mentally intelligent and educational show for the minds of children, teens, adults, and parents, some unnamed mouse company decided to censor some of the episodes
Yes.
on their platform.
Yes, Disney Plus is very well known for their censorship. They don't like the censorship laws between Australia and America are completely different. But I swear to God, like, American parents be like, how dare you teach my child about urination? Like, there's literally episodes that were like censored because Bandit got hit in the groin, even though he doesn't have, like, you can't see his groin because it's covered in fur. There's episodes where they blocked out, like, potentially scary moment for kids. Boo-hoo! Fuck them kids, man. Let them get scared. Let them learn that the world's an evil place.
Strangest things that got censored too. This horse pooping.
Yeah, that got
getting hit
censored.
in the groin.
Thank you.
Bandit saying the word groin. This hitchhiker is no longer from Argentina. That one's kind of weird. This pretend cat saying it will pretend pee on the curtains. Bandit hinting at wanting to get...
what is it with Americans and not wanting their kids to learn about urination? You're gonna have to clean up their piss from the second they come out of the womb. Get the fuck over it.
Snip, snip down there. Adults know what I'm talking about.
There was an episode where he was talking about getting a vasectomy, which I'm considering soon, but they censored it to have him talk about his dog teeth. Really? Really, Disney? Really? Are you really that sensitive with shit? Yes, they are. Look at their new movies.
Talking about. And the last 10 episodes of season 3, which are some of the deepest episodes in the series,
Are not on there
aren't
yet.
even on Disney Plus. But that could just be a licensing thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's personally a
waiting for
licensing
the
thing.
infertility episode. I heard so much about it. I finally got to the last episode on Disney Plus and thought, oh, okay. They're saving the deepest one for last. All right, let's do
Nope,
this.
it's about Bandit
And
farting.
the episode was about the family playing courtroom to determine if Bandit
Ace Attorney.
farted. I hope this video convinced you to give Bluey a chance.
Yes,
I mean,
please
you're still
do.
here
Guys,
listening
please give
to
it
a grown man talk
I'm not
about
just
it.
some grown man living a pathetic life watching a children's show. I promise you, this show is worth your time. It's worth it.
So you got to be at least a little interested in it. Through its relatable and realistic portrayal of family life, the show has not only entertained, but also taught valuable life lessons to its viewers. The show's emphasis on play and family bonding is so refreshing to see compared to the usual fast-paced, mind-numbing shows aimed at kids.
Yeah.
Bluey reminds us all the importance of spending time with loved ones and finding joy in the everyday. And if you still don't want to watch Bluey, have you thought about getting high and watching it? Thank you all so much for watching this episode.
Please watch Bluey sober first and then drunk, unless you're under the age of 21. In which case, I implore you not to drink it, especially if you can't control your. I'm fortunate enough to where I can control it, but if you are under the age of 21 and cannot control your impulses, do not drink. But other than that, I give you full permission to go wild, okay? I'm just saying, I have watched Bluey sober and drunk, and it is a great time regardless. But yeah, like I said, for those of you that still don't want to watch Bluey, I don't want you to watch my channel. Why don't you go fucking watch Jake Paul and play fucking gay-ass Fortnite, okay? Okay. Give Bluey a chance, okay? It's not a phase. I just enjoy this children's show because it reminds me of a time that I can't mentally go back to. Well, I'm mentally stuck in that time that I can't go back to. So, overall, I 100% agree with James. I was worried he was going to say something about, like, it's not that good, it's overhyped, but honestly, in my personal opinion, it is a little bit overhyped.
How dare you?
But compared to some of the other shit shows that I've seen on Netflix and shit, Trap House, yeah, this show is godsend. This show's a godsend to people like me and young children, dude. Please get your kids off of Cocomelon. Do not raise them off Cocomelon. I would rather you raise them off of iCarly. And that was a good show. That's a good fucking show. So with that being said, y'all, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm too pathetic, but if you do, you can't hurt me. You'll never hurt me. I get so many hate comments every day that I'm just numb to it at this point. So with that being said, y'all, I love you guys, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Make sure to go check out the Odd Ones Out and the original videos right here on screen, and I will see y'all in the next video. I'm going to be at VidCon this year. Come and say hi. PokeTom is out. Stay awesome, guys.